Let's paint the Northern Lights today. A lot of people have been asking for this one. So I'm going to take my mop brush with some black paint and do back and forth strokes at the top of my canvas and at the bottom, leaving the middle clean. Without washing my brush, I'm then going to go in with some navy blue, blend that in with a little bit of black, but do that center point. You can even blend in a little bit of white to make it look like it's glowing. All right, that's important for the center of your picture. And then dry it. I'm going to take a large flat brush with some green and white and just lightly tap in some little shelves, all right, little lines there. Those are going to be your lights. Now, if you have a hard bristle brush, sometimes this is a little easier to control. You just brush that paint up. There's no paint on the dry brush. I'm just brushing it up. That's one way to easily control it, but I'm just going to take my flat brush. As long as you have a light touch and you're pulling up, this is going to make it look like the lights are glowing. You can do this in different shelves. See, I'm taking the same brush with a little bit of light purple and green. I kind of did the same thing. So you can brush it up like that. The flat brush makes the shines go up a little bit further. I'm just going to keep doing different shelves of color. There's so many different ways to do the Northern Lights. Just Google inspiration, but this is the easiest way I know. I'm also going to take the flat brush and kind of fan that paint out down a little bit as well. You can layer different colors. You do not need a whole lot of paint on your brush. When I'm feathering these out, I'm not taking any extra paint. I'm just very lightly pulling the paint that's already there. And it gives you a really cool glowing texture, just like the lights. And try to keep them up in that glowing area. If you do too much, you can always take some black and kind of fan that in as well for shading. So have fun with it. Now I'm also going to take some white on my brush, a little bit watered down, and smack it over top of my dry brush there. That's going to give you stars. That's my favorite way to do stars. But if you don't like how chaotic that can be sometimes, you can take a toothpick and some white paint and just dot in some stars, especially up in that black. Now I'm going to take my mop brush again and give us some ground to plant trees. This is almost a variation of my winter sunset painting. And don't forget to add some highlights so the dark isn't too dark. The lights are very bright, so they'd be shining. Now using a smaller fan brush this time, I'm going to make even tinier pine trees. Now, it's the same method. You're just taking it the wide way and tapping back and forth. Tap, tap, tap. I kind of make a line for the trunk. That's a little crooked one. But make a line for the trunk and then just tap back and forth in a zigzag, and you can shape it however you like. I like the tinier fan brushes a little bit better if you want to do smaller trees because it's a little bit easier to control and do very little details. See, look, that one I'm going to branch out. It gives those nice curves too. All I'm doing is bouncing it like a bunny. And I already have black on this fan brush, so I'm going to very lightly drag up. Pull up, up, up all over. You can do a grass texture. And of course, it's still too dark for me, so I'm going to bounce in some snow over top of these trees. Just a little bit of white. It can be snow or highlights. Going to do the same thing for the grass so we can see it a little bit better. But that's a little bit too much. You can blend it back in with black. I like how this just keeps evolving. Okay. Oh, and I can't help myself. I know a lot of people said they didn't like these little trees in the other one, but I'm going to add it anyway with an even smaller detail brush. Just do a little line up for a trunk, and you can add little V's coming off of that for branches. I'm just not going to make these as big this time because I don't want them to be the focus of the picture. Let's give him a friend. We'll have a lot of trees this time. It's like a little tree party. So yeah, just a little branches. I'm going to do a highlight on them as well so they're not as dark. Now I'm going to take a pencil eraser with yellow and white and make a dot. I want that to be a comet, so I'm going to take a detail brush and while that's still wet, brush out some of the yellow. You can shape it however you want. Ooh, I like that. Take a spouncer with white paint, press down and pull up like a stamp for a moon. And I'm going to go even further. I'm going to take my mop brush with white paint and just bounce in some white and black. I need that white to frame our eye upwards. Oh, that looks so much better. Woo! And there is an easy Northern Light painting. Have fun.